Hi, I'm Frankie.
Hi, my name is Sachiko and I talk about all things related to social issues, motherhood, and politics in Japan.
And this is
Conbini Cult.
Woo! Welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited to have you on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
This was a long time coming because we were supposed to record last time. I was in Tokyo.
Yes.
We got
I'm sorry about
rescheduled.
that. I'm so sorry about that.
It's no problem. Sounds like your husband's work schedule is pretty up in the air.
Yeah, a ton of things happened that month. Also, like my daughter got sick, so it's just like insanity all about. Yeah.
But it's all good. I come back to Tokyo pretty often anyway.
So let me know.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
Yes. If you're even remotely interested in any social issues in Japan, politics, that kind of stuff, you've definitely seen Sachiko before.
Hi.
So, yeah, I'm excited to talk a little bit about that stuff today, but also more like your background. And then a lot of stuff with like motherhood, like your birth experience, doing IVF. I don't think we've talked about IVF yet on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that would be great to talk to someone who has experience with that, if you're comfortable speaking about it.
I'm happy to. Yeah. Because it's such a taboo subject, but like a lot of people need to hear that it's okay to need IVF and to go through like fertility struggles. So absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll get into that.
Okay.
But just to start, so what is your background? So where did you grow up and then how did you eventually end up in Tokyo?
Yeah, okay. So I'm half Japanese, half German. I was born in Singapore. And then when I was about like 3, we moved to Spain. And since then, I just stayed in Spain until I finished university. I worked for a few more years and then I came here. That's like the TLDR. But yeah, mostly Spain. I did travel a lot to Germany to visit my family, and just I came 1 year to Japan to study as an exchange student. So it's just like a lot of like traveling back and forth.
So you speak English, of course. You speak Spanish.
Yes.
Do you speak German too?
No. No, because at home we would only speak English because my mother apparently thought that it would be like too confusing. Because at the time we were doing English because we lived in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
And then when we went to Spain, I had to learn Spanish and Catalan because I grew up in Barcelona. So it was 3 languages.
Okay.
So she was like, 4 is
would be
too
a lot.
much. Because I was a toddler, but I was like 3, 4 back then. So she was like, nah.
I see. And then, so if I remember correctly, you started learning Japanese when you were 18.
Yes. So before that, I did the typical, like whenever my dad would come to visit, because he lived abroad, he would come to visit like once a year or so, and he would like teach me hiragana. And then I would forget. And then he would teach it to me again. So that was all the experience that I had. And then like a handful of words such as oishi, karai, and stuff like that. And then I decided that I wanted to study Japanese. And I couldn't really find a class. And the internet wasn't what it is today. It's not as accessible. We had like some textbooks, but they were difficult to find. There was only like one textbook that was like accessible. And it was very, very good. But it's not the same as going to class. So the closest that I could do was go to university and study Japanese there. So I was 18 when I started. Yeah. It took a lot of patience and a lot of like being stubborn about it.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of people to practice with?
No. I had like a lot of weeps. I just had anime. I started as a weep. That's a dark part of my history, and why I have like so many feelings about weeps is that I started as one of them.
Okay. Yeah. I see. So growing up in Spain and then moving here, are there any kind of similarities between the cultures or any like huge differences?
I think the easiest would go with the differences because the differences are very, very stark.
Yeah.
Like in Japan, it is a very rigid. Like things are very like use with facts. You need to submit this document and then this document and then this document, and it all has to have like a paper trail. Yeah. It's not electronic. It's very like structured and very katai in a way.
Yeah.
But in Spain, it's a little bit more flexible. You have like business hours. Of course, they're business hours, but you can have like a break in the middle. You leave when it's time to leave. You don't do overwork for the sake of doing overwork. You don't do it to impress your boss. When it's time to leave, you go home.
Yeah.
And it's more like there are trains, there's public transport that is very available, but there's a lot, it's more like car centric as well. And yeah, just the vibes, it's much more friendly, it's much more, it's a paradise for the extroverts basically. So you will go, you will see people, and if you start talking to them, you become one of them. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun to be there.
And more like physical touch too in the culture, right?
Yeah,
Lots
just
of, like,
saying hi.
Hugging, kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, the kiss on the cheeks, which I'm an introvert. So when I had to give kisses on the cheeks, it was like, no. So there was a time when I was a teenager and I was like in my rebellious phase. People would come in to give me kisses and I would just stick my hand out. And people would think that I was rude, which in like hindsight, I can see why, because I was being rude, but at the same time, it was just very difficult for me to physically touch another human being.
Yeah, I'm also not very touchy, and I'm an introvert too. So coming here, I was like, oh yes, nobody's trying to hug me anymore.
Yeah, but then when I came to Japan, I started missing it.
Oh,
because it's like the complete opposite. You have no closeness. It's difficult to hug people, and I'm very huggy. So like I'm very like, don't touch me if I don't know you, but the moment I'm close to you, I'm a hugger. Like I'll see someone I love and I'll say, oh, give me a hug. So that was very hard for me to like adapt to in that way. And like similarities, I think more like less socially, but culturally, there are like some similarities, like a deep history, like deep cultural backgrounds, like the religion. Like in Japan is heavily influenced by Shinto and Buddhism, and in Spain it's like more influenced by Catholicism and like Christianity in general. Yeah, and food. There's a lot of like deep appreciation for food. Like in Japan, you have like Japanese food. Everyone knows about sushi, tempura, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But when you go to Spain, like the first thing that comes to mind is like paella. Yeah. Which is so good. If you can go to Spain and go to like a seaside city, order like a freshly made seafood paella. You can't beat that. Like I love sushi, but give me a paella any day of the week. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm getting hungry.
Me too. My stomach was growling.
We're going to get lunch after this.
Yay.
But is there anything that you miss about Spain?
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, I miss my friends. I miss the people that I grew up with. Like my closest people, they are still there. Like some did come to Japan as well because we grew up like in the same like circles, same interests. But a lot of the people that I still love, that I still have connections with, are there, and their families are there. So like recently, I have two friends who gave birth like very close to each other, like a few months ago, and I haven't met their babies, and they haven't met mine, and it's like that. I miss that so much, like that closeness to just see my friends. I have friends whose kids are like 5, 6, and I haven't met them. So it's just. That hurts. Yeah.
How long have you been here?
12 years.
12 years. And how many times have you gone back to Spain?
I mean, I used to go back like once yearly. But
before COVID?
Yeah. But then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then after COVID, the prices just went crazy.
There was a very short time, at least for flights to the US, where I found a window where it was cheap. It was like really? 60,000 yen or 70,000 for the round trip. Wow. That's like $500. Wow. And that was maybe a year and a half ago. I think we just got lucky. Yeah.
Probably time. No, and because also like the war in Ukraine and Russia happened, so all the planes, they had to go around it, so all the flights became more expensive. Fuel became more expensive. Now with the Middle East, things have become more expensive. So it was always like one thing after another, and I just could never go back. Last time I went was 2019. Also, it does kind of quote unquote help that I went no contact with my mother. So it's just there was no pressing reason to go back, so it's just like I do want to go back because I miss it, but there's no like immediate reason to.
Do your friends ever come here, or have they ever been here yet?
Yeah. Especially for them now, it's cheap.
Yeah,
because like coming to Japan is it's never been like cheaper, because like
The
the yen
weak
and the euro, they come a long way. So yeah, I just tell them whenever they say like, I miss you, I want to see you, it's like, come see
Come
me.
here.
I can't go to you, you can come to me. Like, you can stay at mine, but I cannot go.
On a slightly related but slightly different note, how do you feel about the term half?
That's a loaded question, and that's a loaded word.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to have a different way that they feel about it. It's all personal experience.
Yeah. For me, I like the word hafu because I grew up with it being a part of my identity. It was the word that connected me to Japan. Like me saying I'm hafu meant that I belonged here. Now it's a little bit, I still use it because I have that connection. But I think, like, at least in my experience, for people who grew up outside of Japan, the word hafu is unifying. Whereas people who grew up here, they find it dividing because it's othering.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think that just kind of, like, it changes the whole meaning depending on where you grew up and what hafu means.
Yeah, that is true. I've heard some people say like double, which I don't know if maybe that sounds cheesy.
I get where it comes from. Like, you're not one
you have two
nationality.
cultures. You're so lucky. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, why? Like, just why are you going out of your way to finding a word that is prettier for a term that you don't like? Like, if you don't like the word, don't use it. Or just say, okay, you're Japanese and whatever else. But you don't need to make up a word. I mean, if you like the word and you resonate with it, like 100% use it. That's fine. But I don't know. I don't resonate with it. So it's like, okay.
Again, depends on the person.
Yeah, honestly.
It's like the short answer to everything. It depends.
Yes. Yeah, so if you don't know if you should use the word hafu, just ask. Like, I don't think anyone will be offended if you ask them what their preferences are.
Okay. So then what made you start speaking about like politics and social issues on the internet?
Oh my God. That's a loaded question because it came from such a weird place. It all started when Twitter was not X. It was still Twitter.
Okay, so it wasn't as bad as it is now.
It was still bad, but it wasn't what it is today. Right now, it's just a cesspool, basically.
Yeah.
So it all started, I hate saying this, with the US election, Trump versus Clinton, 2015, when they were starting like, he's running for, but everyone started to say the things that he was saying, like, the things that he was saying. I don't want to quote him because I dislike. I more than dislike, but yeah. Him so much. But yeah, that got like the internet moving, right? And that got a lot of women talking about their perspectives. There was a ton of politics. Everyone was talking about, and I kept hearing words that I didn't really know that had to do with American politics because I didn't grow up with American politics. Yeah. And I was interested in seeing what was going to happen. So I started to get like interested in the world of politics itself. So then I started to like a district attorney, things like that I still don't really know what it means, I don't think. Yeah. But when you start when you start getting into like a subject and it starts growing on you, and the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know anything about it. Yeah. So I just kept going, and then he won for some bizarre reason. He won. And then I pivoted from politics to feminism and activism because that's where my algorithm brought me. Because I'm a woman, I talk about like feminist stuff, even though I didn't label it as feminism. They were feminist like principles. Yeah. So it brought me into feminism. It brought me into activism. And then I realized somewhere along the way that it didn't make sense for me to talk about activism and politics and and like any of that about the United States. Because why was I, a non-American, not living in America, more like knowing more about the United States than knowing about Japan as a Japanese woman? It clicked that it didn't make any sense what I was doing. I couldn't make a difference. So I was like, okay, let's change that. I'm going to turn my attention to Japan. And then I started going into like feminist issues, just like in general. At the same time, that was when Shiori Ito-san's story started to come out.
Yes.
And that's
That was like
where
2017.
Yeah, 2017, 2018. And that's also when I started to go to the flower demo.
Oh, what's that?
And the flower demo was it again. I think it was about 2018 or so. There was a demonstration once a month in Tokyo and like several other cities in Japan, where victims of sexual violence would get together and share their stories, and just to show support, to just make sure that people weren't feeling alone, and like highlighting like, hey, this is a problem. So I started going to those flower demos. Eventually it turned out like it broke off the whole flower demo thing because some part of it became like really transphobic.
Oh.
So yeah, ever since I've stopped, like, I don't know if they're still active, but anyway. So because I started being like more active in the Japan sphere in the Japan side of things, that's when I started to be like more activist in Japan, an online activist, because again, that's shortly after COVID hit.
Yes.
So that became like my niche, my internet niche. And then politics started fairly recently because I wasn't interested in talking about politics. I knew the basics. I knew the basics of what was going on, but it wasn't my thing, except I made a video about it on TikTok that blew up. And it's like, oh, there is an interest.
Yeah.
So then I started to slowly make another video. That one also blew up. It's like, oh, people really are interested and there's no one giving this information. So I was like, okay, let's talk about it. And that's when I added "and politics in Japan" in the intro.
Yeah, there's still so much about politics here that I don't quite understand.
Me neither. See, that's the thing. Like
the whole system of like, how does this person get into power? Like voting for people, like, but you're voting for the party. Like, I'm still learning.
Yeah, no, me too. That's the thing. Like I didn't grow up here. So this is not the system that I grew up learning at school. Yeah. Not that you learn a lot at school. Like the literacy when it comes to politics in Japan is abysmal. It's embarrassingly low. But I realized that, I don't know this. So I started looking into it. And as I learned, I started to make videos. So I'm learning as I go. Like I've said it many times, I'm not a journalist. I'm not a professor. I'm not a specialist. I'm a mom. That's about it. Yeah, I'm a mom with a phone.
So talking about feminism in Japan, how hard is it to openly be a feminist here? Because I almost feel like sometimes it's framed as a bad word.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a feminist, like, she's a horrible feminist.
Yeah, like, kuyakusho.
In the US too, but especially here, like, when you see it in a comment, I'm like, oh no, what are they going to say?
Yeah, no, it's usually come like kusofemi or something like that. Yeah, I don't care. Like when you've been doing social media as long as I have and talking about activism and things like this for so long, and people always come at you. And the internet, especially Japanese social media, everyone's anonymous.
Yeah.
So they can say whatever they want. They will face no consequences. That's what they think anyway. But the thing is, like, if they don't have the courage to say what they say, showing their face and showing their names,
yes,
I do not give any value to what they say.
That's a really good way to look at it.
Because, like, if I'm saying something, if I'm making a video, if I'm expressing an opinion, at least I have the guts to say, like, hey, my name is Sachiko. This is my face and this is my voice.
Yes.
So it's not easy. It does take guts. So if someone doesn't have the guts to do the same, I'm not going to bother. Yeah. And I understand that the internet requires some level of anonymity just to keep safe.
Yeah.
But if you're going to insult me, I'm not going to care. At least insult me to my face, like showing yours.
Yeah. What do you think is the most common type of like hate or troll comment that you get? Just because, being women on the internet, it's inevitably going to happen. Or anybody on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, you do get a lot of like about my appearance. I don't care about that. Yeah. They call me like mixed blood or like a mutt or thing. I don't care. It's the same. It boils down to the same thing. Like if they don't say to my face, I'm not gonna give it any value. One DM I got that stuck to me. This might be a little bit graphic.
Okay.
So warning.
Trigger warning for this one.
For this one, yeah. It was a DM I got years ago, and it was someone who said that they wanted me to myself and to somehow, because if I was like I couldn't, but like to send them a video or like a picture so that they could gratify themselves with the picture. That was one of the weirdest that I got.
Ew.
Yeah. People are very, very creative. I'm gonna give them that.
Creatively disturbing.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you get like the weirdest things online, but again, no face, no value.
That's good. Yeah, I think for me, a lot of it is because on my personal account, I'm just posting travel recommendations. So the most annoying comments are probably just like, oh, influencers are ruining the place. Like, even though I was hired by the city to promote it, and these businesses want customers. I mean, you should, when you're filming stuff, you should do it with discretion. And of course, maybe don't promote places that couldn't handle it.
And like
But
permission,
Yeah. But if they want to bring visitors in, like, okay. But on the podcast account, because it's more of a mix of what we talk about, like there's some funny things, like funny random stories. But then occasionally there'll be a more serious topic. So I often get like, this is not your business, like go home foreigner, like that. But I live here and there's so many people here that I care about. Like I have my husband and his family. I have friends. Like,
and like even if you just were like a stranger who was like randomly dropped into Japan, you still have the right to talk about things that you're interested in. Like there is no law that says like you cannot talk about this topic because XYZ, because guess what, I'm pretty sure that's a crime in most places. Like it goes against like most constitutions. Like that's the meaning of freedom of speech.
yeah.
It's not like, hey, I can say whatever I want and face no consequences. It's like, yeah, there will be like legal consequences if you say something egregious that breaks the law. But talking about things that interest you is usually covered by that.
Yeah.
So that's good. You're good. You're very good.
Okay. So then on another note, let's talk about IVF.
Okay. I love this topic.
Yeah. So I think for like as an American, I know that IVF in the US is crazy expensive. It's like $10,000, $20,000. And I have a few friends that have done it here. And I was so shocked at how affordable it is.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's not free, but...
Yeah, compared to the US, it's cheap.
Compared to Europe.
But compared to Europe, depends on where, because I have a friend who went through IVF in Spain, and she had two options, to go like private or to go like public. If she went via public healthcare, it would be free, but there was a long waiting list.
Yes.
Or she could go like private and just go immediately, which is what she did. So you have options there.
Yeah. So how does it work here?
I'm not sure if it depends case by case. Right now in Japan, IVF is covered by the NHI, so you only pay 30% of the whole cost. I don't remember if there were talks about making it free, because I think the talks about being it free, I'm getting it confused with birthing. I know that was gonna become free, but because there's so many news and like so many things are happening, I do get some things confused. But right now it is 30% covered.
Yes.
30% covered, but you do need it to be like medically justified. So you need to prove that you need it. You can't just go in and say, hi, I want it. So in my case, I went through several rounds of IUI, which failed. And then I got a recommendation letter, which I sent to the clinic, to the IVF clinic. So we could prove that, hey, this is a medical necessity that I need to go through IVF in order to conceive. Yeah. So in my case, it was also a little bit like complicated because I have endometriosis, and I got finally diagnosed in the middle of the whole process.
Oh, wow.
So we had to stop, get the diagnosis, get the surgery, recover, and then we could start IVF. So it was a very bumpy road.
I was looking into it a little bit before, and I think there was something like the couple has to be married.
Yes.
For one, and then they both have to be under 43.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Maybe it depends on the clinic, but like the website I was looking at, it said those two things.
I did not know that. I mean, we are both under 43, so I don't think they would tell us. But yeah, you have to be married. You cannot be like a single parent. Like you can't be a woman who says like, hey, I want a child. Give me let me go through this. Yes. You can't do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is, I understand, but I don't approve, because at the end of the day is a person's freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's something I want to get into maybe on a different episode someday. Like, single mothers. Like some are single mothers by choice, some are not.
Yeah.
So I want to get into that. But there was also a book that I read. I forget what the author's name is, but it's called Breast and Eggs. Have you ever heard of that book?
I heard about it. It's on my TBR. Haven't read it yet.
Okay. Well, I don't think it spoils too much, but like the main character, she is interested in having a child, but like she doesn't have a partner and she's not interested in having a partner. So there is like some struggle with like how can I do this?
I want to read it now because I know it's in the TBR for a reason, but
I should have brought it to you to borrow it.
Yes, I would love that.
Yeah, next time I come to Tokyo, I'll be like, okay, here's my bookshelf.
Yes.
What do you want to borrow?
Yes.
So then, what do they actually do for IVF? Like, I know they have to extract your eggs and then fertilize them.
Yeah, but before they can extract them, you need to go through a process, which is like the needles. And what that does is it stimulates your ovaries to produce eggs. And after you go through like several needles, I forgot how many it was for me, then you need like a shot of HRT, which is like a bigger needle. That one was scary. And because all of that, at least for me, we did it at home. And I couldn't do it for myself. I was too afraid.
Are you squeamish?
Yeah. So I would wait until my husband came home and it was like, oh, do that. So then he would me. And yeah, so after they get the eggs stimulated, they check to see how many they are, how many they can extract.
Yeah.
Then
something about the follicles.
Yeah,
too.
how many follicles they can take out. Then depending on the clinic, sometimes they will just take them out as is. Like without any anesthesia.
Oh my God.
I was like, no, thank you. Please knock me out. So I chose a clinic that would knock me out. So I don't remember anything. Like I remember waking up, I was like, oh, wow, something is happening. So yeah, because I had endo and I had surgery and like, I had like very few follicles. So that was not great. We could only get, I think, 5 or 6, like very few. And then they use the husband's sperm. They fertilize it in the lab. And there are 2 methods. One is the IVF, where you have the egg and then they they throw out the sperm and then it goes as naturally as possible. And then there's ICSI, where the technician or the doctor, I don't know. They select, they will look at the sperm. They will select one that looks healthy. They will pull it out with a needle and they will inject it directly into the egg.
Oh.
And that's what happened with us. So
does that mean there's a higher chance of the egg to be fertilized?
It goes directly. So there is fertilization, but then the egg decides.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, even if they do it, it might not go well. And that's what happened. We had 2 via IVF and 2 ICSI. And only one of each made it. So we had only 2 left that were fertilized and ready to go. And one failed. The IVF one failed. And then the ICSI is the one that was successful. And it's so weird to think that a nameless, anonymous person whom I will never know is the one who made
your daughter.
My daughter. Because any other random sperm next to it would have made a completely different human being. And that to me is just mind-blowing.
That's crazy to think about.
Right? So sometimes I would look at her and of course to me she's perfect. It's you could have been so completely different. You would still be perfect. It's just so weird. And then after, sorry, I just go on tangents.
No, it's okay.
After, for the first one, they don't inject it immediately because the body needs to heal because it is traumatic for the body to go through. And after all of the hormones that you take, yet the body is wired up and you need to calm down to your baseline. So you wait about a month. And then after the month, you go back in and that's when they inject the embryo. And it's really cool because you can see it. At least we could see it. They put a camera. And
are you awake for that?
Yeah. It's just like a normal ultrasound.
Okay.
But it goes a little bit further. But it's very, very slim. So it is uncomfortable, but it should not be painful. If it's painful, let the doctor know. And they will guide the little, they will show you okay, here is the embryo. And you can see it move. And it's such a bizarre feeling. It's incredible. And then you just go home. You go home and then you go back. For us, I think it was 8 or 9 days after. And then they do a blood draw. And then they confirm whether it was successful or not. In our case, the first one wasn't. So after that, I was approved because, again, we went through the NHI, so they have like rules. After that, I was approved to do a hysteroscopy, which is where they add like a camera. And they can see the inside of the uterus to see if there was anything going on. In my case, I had endometritis, which is an inflammation of the endometrium. So, of course, it didn't attach because there was no space for it to. So I went through several courses of antibiotics. In my case, it was easy to diagnose what went wrong. In some cases, you don't know why it failed. So you can do several tests. You will not know. So another test is called, I don't know how it's called in English. In Japanese, it's tsusui kensa. And they put like a saline into the fallopian tubes with coloring. So they can see if they're open or not. And there are like several tests that you can get done. In my case, because we knew what it was immediately, we just did several courses of antibiotics. And when the inflammation went down, we tried again, and then it was successful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And after you can go like several times after a successful pregnancy, and then they will check to see that there's like a sac growing. They will check to see that everything is okay, that there is like a heartbeat. You can't hear it, but you can see it. You can see it flutter in the ultrasound. It's so magical.
It's fascinating.
It's so cool. And then after that, you graduate from the IVF clinic, and then you can go to like a hospital or like a birthing clinic. There are several options.
So then once you are pregnant and you go to register your pregnancy at City Hall, you get that fun little badge.
Yeah.
So overall, in your experience being pregnant, how were you treated in public? Were there any people that kind of looked annoyed at like seeing a pregnant woman, or some people like smiling at you? I don't know. I
think, at least for me, I was just so happy that I don't, if anyone glared at me, I don't think I would have noticed. I was on cloud 9. Like my whole pregnancy, I was over the moon. Like nothing could bring me down. Like I was just happy. I would just go out. I would just have fun. I just like have a huge belly, and I would just hold my belly. You know, some people say it's annoying when pregnant women touch their bellies. Yeah, but I was all the time.
How could you not? It's huge.
Yeah, I was just rubbing like, look at my belly. I have a beautiful belly. You know, I didn't care. Yeah, I was so happy, and I kept it a secret from the internet that I was pregnant. Like I talked about infertility. I talked about the treatments, but I never announced that I had a baby until I posted a photo of the little hand. Yeah, that's how I soft launched her on the internet.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also read something before. I think it was like a survey that they did with people about wearing the maternity badge. Like, did you feel safe displaying it in public? And some people had said like, you know, somebody like threatened them or like pushed them or something like that.
There are people who are very anti-pregnancy, anti-babies, just because as a societal rule, you have to prioritize them. You have to prioritize the comfort of the pregnant person, just because it's like good manners. And like there's a saying in Japan, like the children are the takaramono of like the treasure of the country. And a lot of people are resentful because they don't get the special treatment. So why should you? You know, so I can see why that would happen. I didn't care. I was too happy, and I had the badge, and I would just proudly display it. Like, look, I made this. Yeah.
Did people give up their seat for you on the train?
Weirdly enough, only in my line.
Oh.
Where the line that I live in, everyone would get up.
Okay.
But any other line, no. Like, I remember I had to use the yurikamome once. I was huge. Like, I was in my last month of pregnancy, like either 9th or like 8th month. So I was big. And I was standing in front of this young guy who was either pretending to look at his phone or it's just like, whatever. And I was just shoving my... Because I had to, because the train moves, right? So, and like, pregnant people, they don't really have a good balance because the balance point shifts. So I was just like, and shoving my tummy on top of his on his face. Just completely ignored it. I got so annoyed. But yeah, then I changed my line, and then everyone gave up their seats. So I was like, okay, the universe, the balance is restored.
Okay.
Kind of.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of maternity leave cookies?
No. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
What is
so
that?
Me and Cheyenne found this article before. So there's some people, if they're working at an office and they're about to take maternity leave, maybe they'll get a souvenir for their coworkers just to say like, okay, I'm going to take my leave. Thank you for taking over. But there were very mixed reviews on that.
Why?
Like a lot of people were like, oh yeah, whatever. But then some people were like, they're just like showing off. Like their happy aura is so annoying.
Oh my God, someone's happy. How dare they? Yes. No wonder people are so miserable.
Yeah. And then some of the comments, like you would expect it from men. Like your opinion is irrelevant on this. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But when it comes from other women, like that's when it makes me sad. Because some people had said like, again, with the like showing off thing, I don't know if it was about the cookies or about the maternity badge. They're like, what if like I'm going through infertility issues and like it's really insensitive for them to
It's a
show
lot
that.
of main character syndrome.
Yeah, but you also the pregnant person, like how do you know that it was easy for them? Like how do you know that they didn't go through years of treatment to get pregnant, to stay pregnant? So like you want people to be sensitive to you, but you're not being sensitive to them either.
And like, what do you care?
Exactly.
If a pregnant person is existing, why do you care? Like, why is it your business? Like feelings, look, I get it. When I was going through like infertility, seeing someone who was pregnant, I would get so sad. But I would get sad for me. I would not get mad at them. It's not their fault that I'm infertile. And it's that lack of just common sense. Just like being able to exist in public in a society. We are not the main characters.
Yeah.
And that drives me so mad. It is
Oh, one other thing I was curious about was, did the doctors tell you when you were pregnant that you shouldn't gain more than 10 kilograms?
That's a good question. Because I only got told once by one doctor who was a woman.
Oh.
All the other male doctors, they were fine with me gaining weight. So I was surprised. I was very surprised. Because I don't know how it is now, but back a few years ago, before I got pregnant, they said that you should only gain about 7 kilos.
7?
Which is ridiculous.
I don't know what that is in pounds. I know that 10 kilograms is around 22 pounds. And yeah.
Not a lot.
That's not a lot.
No. It like 3 kilos is the baby.
Yeah.
And then like the placenta is another kilo or so. And then all the liquid. So that's not, you are losing weight as a person basically. So that was like before. And like when I got pregnant, that finally got like forgotten, or like they moved past it, thankfully. So I gained so much weight. I'm gonna come clean. I gained almost 20 kilos. So double. I was round after giving birth. And I had an extra issues that I had a lot of edema, which is like water retention. So I just ended up like puffed out. Like you could not see my ankles. Like my ankles were gone. It was just like a flat line.
Is that painful?
Yes. Because the skin stretches.
Yeah.
So you feel the skin just become thin, and very sensitive to anything, to touch, to like movement. And when you have a newborn, you move a lot because you're soothing them. You can't really sit down. And sitting down makes it worse. But also standing up makes it worse. So the good thing is either lying with your feet up or moving. And that's not an option. So yeah, my weight gain was intense. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, so what?
Yeah, who cares? You were happy.
Yeah, I produced a very healthy baby. So I was like, you know what? I can lose it if I want to. So yeah, I'm good.
What kind of maternity clinic did you go with? Because I know, because personally, when I have a baby in the future, I really want to go to a midwife place.
Yes.
Because there's no male doctors.
Yeah. I didn't have one close. Yeah. For me, I had like an option. I had 2 options that were close to me, like walking distance. One, they offered epidurals after your second birth. And I was like, no, I want it now. I want the epidural before I give birth.
Yeah.
Like, give it to me now at 7 months pregnant, like now. And I was very lucky because I have a clinic that is quite well known for its epidurals within walking distance.
Oh.
So I was like, I'm going there.
Yeah.
And it's a maternity birth clinic, so it's not midwife, so there were male doctors. I was lucky because during the birth itself, it was the female doctor who attended to me. So it was all women. So that was fantastic. And yeah, it was great. It's a small place. There are not like many people, not too many patients, but it was amazing.
I learned through Cheyenne having a baby that for the epidurals, there's like no pain or less pain, like 2 different types that they offer.
Yes. Yeah. I don't really know. I don't really understand like the epidural, how it works here versus how it works in other places because I've only had it here.
Yeah.
But the one that I know that if you get a C-section, you don't feel anything at all. But if you give a natural, like a vaginal birth, you do feel it. Like you don't feel the contractions that are like the period pains. You don't feel that, but the pressure, and it's a lot of pressure. I cannot understate this. It's a lot of pressure that hurts. So it's a different kind of pain. But I was so happy with the epidural. I wish I still had it on me. It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah. Oh, one thing about if you go to midwives, I don't think you can do epidurals there. So that's one thing to consider. But just personally.
I mean, yeah, because you need a doctor to administer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need the anesthesiologist to be in there. And they're usually in hospitals. But this is just for me personally. Like, I don't think anybody who wants an epidural, of course, go for it. But I'm just curious what it's going to feel like. So I feel like at least for the first one, I want to try it naturally.
Go for it. Absolutely. Yeah, more power to you.
Yeah. And then maybe after that, I'll be like, never mind, epidural now. We'll see.
I have a friend who we birthed at the same clinic. And we both opted for the epidural. But hers failed.
Oh.
And she didn't know it because it was her first one. So when we compared stories, she was like, no, mine was very different. And then we realized that hers wasn't well placed.
Oh.
And then she had a second baby with an epidural, like correctly placed epidural. And she was like, give me back my money. Because she had to pay for it, even if it failed. So she was so funny about it.
So overall, the whole birth experience was really nice? The pregnancy, the birth.
It was fantastic. Like, I have zero complaints. Getting there was a hard part. Once I got there, everything was so easy. Like, not to say that pregnancy itself isn't difficult because you get pain, you get a lot of discomfort. I was heavily pregnant in the summer, which was
that sounds like
awful.
A nightmare.
It was awful, but I would do it again. If I could go back in time, because I only want one kid, but if I could go back in time and relive it, sign me up. It was so good.
That's good. So I feel like these days, I mean, of course, it's valuable to hear people's negative experiences too.
100%. Yeah.
But it's nice to hear positive ones too.
Yeah. And I think I should talk more about it just to ease a lot of like anxiety around having a baby in Japan.
Yes.
But it just doesn't come up because I end up like in my box of politics. But 100%, it was such a good experience. I cannot overstate how wonderful it was.
Oh, I've also heard that during the labor, like some doctors will shush you.
Oh, not mine.
Okay.
Not mine. No. I didn't scream. No. Yeah, I grunted. Because one thing that I read, and I don't know if this is scientifically true.
Oh, that it's helpful.
Yeah, but the grunting, like going, is actually very good. Sorry to anyone who heard that too. Yeah. But like, I saw the nurses, they would hear me like, in the middle of the night.
Like zombie sounds.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I don't care. Yeah. I do not care. And they didn't care either. They were just very, very nice. And like, I had music. Like, I asked if I could like put music. I had my Taylor Swift playlist. So it was so much fun. Yeah. The grunting like,
So how old is your daughter now?
Now as of yesterday, she is 1 year, 9 months.
Nice.
I think.
Nice.
Wait, yes. Yeah. Because it comes to a point where you just lose track of the month. So, yeah.
Yeah. So how has that been the past year and 9 months or so? Like
it's fun.
It's fun.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It is one of the hardest things that I've had to do because your worldview and the focus shifts so like from one moment to another. Because I think this is one of the easiest ways to explain. Like when you look at a photo or when you look at a mirror, you look at yourself, right? But when you have a baby, when you're holding your baby, you will look at them first. That's how much it shifts. Like the natural reaction of finding yourself becomes finding your kid. And that is, in many ways, it is magical. But in many ways, it is like so, it absorbs you so much. You do lose a little bit of who you are in the process. You can get it back. 100%, you can get it back. But it's difficult. It's a difficult process. As magical as it is not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was your husband able to take paternity leave?
Oh, don't get me started.
Is that a no?
Oh my God. Okay, so this isn't something that I really talked about. But my husband, I asked him to take paternity leave. Like even if it's like a few months, even if it's 1 month, please take it.
Yeah.
And he had told the company beforehand, like, okay, my wife is gonna give birth at the end of August.
Yeah.
So they knew. They sent him to a kenshuu, which is like I don't know how to call it, like a training course. So he was sent into training for a thing for 3 months immediately after I gave birth.
Did he have to go to a different city?
No.
Okay.
Thankfully, in his case, it was actually closer to home, so he could bike there.
Oh, okay.
And because it was a special course, he didn't have to do overtime.
Okay.
So it ended up working out, except I wanted him to take off.
Yes.
So he was like, yeah, but it's good because I could get training and I could come home to you. I was like, you should have gone later because you should have been with me. So that was hard. And we had to call my mother-in-law to help me because I couldn't manage. Because like when you're so freshly postpartum for the first time, alone at home. And like postpartum, it's not just like the hormonal, which is very big. Yes. Like the hormonal crash is huge. I cannot overstate how big it is. But like physically, the body changes. The body hurts. Like you're bleeding actively for 6, 7, 8 weeks. So it hurts to move.
It's that long.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. In my case, it was only 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
And you bleed a lot because you have a huge wound in your body. So it is rough. And in my case, I didn't have a C-section. C-section recovery is a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he could not take off, which I'm not happy about.
Is there anything that like the government is doing now that is supporting families or encouraging people to have kids? Like anything they're doing that's working?
The government, I will say this, as critical as I am of them, and I am very critical of them, they are trying. Whether they're succeeding or not is a different issue, but they are trying. So
That's true.
They're putting in some legislation, some helps, some systems. For example, the kosodate, they call it like the singles tax. There was a lot of talk about it because it's not a singles tax. Everyone is paying for the tax.
Yes.
Whether you're single or not, whether you're a parent, everyone is paying for the tax. But because single people do not get the benefits, they believe that they are being slighted. And that is not how taxes work. Let me say it again. That is not how taxes work. I feel very strongly about this.
Yeah.
So there's like that. They will use that in theory. I do not know if this will actually happen. They will use that money to help families, to help ease the burden, the financial burden, because there's a lot of burden right now. For example, just like a week or two ago, it was announced that because of what is happening in the Middle East, that the prices for diapers will go up like around 15% this summer.
Oh.
15%.
Oh.
That also includes things like sanitary pads. So women and moms will be in particularly affected by this.
Yeah.
It will also affect toilet paper and just like tissue paper, like the basic essentials, everyday use items that will be more expensive. So inflation all of that is really affecting like families' hearts. So they are trying to ease the burden on that. Another thing is that they are making birth free. I don't remember when this will be implemented, but birthing right now, up until now they paid a lump sum of 500,000 yen, and whether that covered it or not.
Yeah.
It would depend on your birth experience, your birth clinic, your prefecture, because Tokyo is the most expensive as far as I know to give birth in. So you would have the 500,000, but then you would have to pay the extra. Whereas for other prefectures that are like quote unquote cheaper, you would get like money back. Yes. So you would, if let's say your birth ends up costing like 300,000, you end up taking home 200,000, something like that. So they are making it fair for everyone. So they're making it zero. The cost of birth will be zero, but you will not get a lump sum. So if you were going to get money, you will get zero. Other things that they are doing is
do you happen to know if for the free birth thing that they're trying to do, does that also include C-sections?
C-sections already. They were included because since it's a surgery, that enters into NHI.
Oh, okay.
So you already only paid like 30%, and the lump sum already covered that.
Okay.
So it I guess it's rare, but it could be that you ended up paying, but usually not, as far as I'm aware, because I was curious about that too. So yeah, they are trying to find ways to like help families. But again, they are not addressing the issue of why people aren't having families. Yeah.
What do you think some of those issues are?
It's not just money. Money is a big one because kids are very expensive.
Yes.
It's very expensive to have a kid. But it's the society that we're raising them in. Like younger women, they see the penalty of being a mom because it's a thing. It is called the child penalty. This exists. You can Google it. Child penalty is when women are punished at their workplaces for having kids because they need like time reductions. That means salary reductions. Yes. They also mean like if you are a mom, you're less likely to get employed. And I'm feeling this because right now I'm a mom looking for work, and a lot of people, I'm having a lot of trouble finding work because they already assume that I'm not going to be able to work as long, to work as much. I'm not willing to make overtime. So it's more difficult to me to find jobs. And the jobs that I do find are very cheap. Even though like my previous career, I have a lot of like skills that are very employable and are very expensive. But I'm a mom. So I have to either take the lesser paying jobs or take nothing. And women are talking about this online, and women are seeing this. So they are saying, oh, I'm being punished for having a kid, so I'm not going to have one. And let's face it, like Japan is trying to be child friendly, but it is not friendly to kids. It's not easy to raise a child in an environment where mostly fathers are doing overtime for stupid long hours, and only the mom is taking care of the kid, and they're also working and they're burnt out. It's hard. So it's not an attractive way of life unless you actually do willingly 100% want to have kids.
For me, I don't have kids yet, so I have opinions about it, but I don't have firsthand experience of why that would be. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's just a work culture. It's not friendly for families.
So when you go out with your daughter, like how are you guys treated in public?
Oh, fairly well. Like to be fair, I don't really take her out of our area. So and our area is very family friendly. That's why I chose to live there. Yeah. So that area is full of like young kids and families. So usually like very well, like oji-chans and ba-chans will stop and say hi to my child, and she'll sometimes be like, no, and other times she'll be like, yeah. So it really depends. And yeah, so far very well. When I have taken her out of like our area for like whatever reason, you do get mixed reviews because like at the train, some people are like annoyed because like I use a stroller. She's heavy. I can't carry her all the time. She can walk, but she can't walk long distances. Yeah. So there's a lot of like conversations about using a stroller in the trains. There's a lot of hate online about this, and like taking kids in restaurants. Like that's universal, I think, at this point. But the thing is, like sometimes you have to take a kid out. Sometimes you have to. So, I mean, if people don't like her, then just don't look at her. And like if someone tries to say something or to try to be mean to her, I'm not going to stand for it. So, and I am not non-confrontational. So if someone bugs me or bugs my loved ones, then I'm going to say something about it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of discourse recently about the stroller.
Oh, God.
And it's like, it's there. What are you going to do about it? Like,
like you need a space for strollers. Like kids need strollers. It's impossible to ask a parent, usually the mom, to carry a 15 or 12 or like even a 7-kilo like child all the time in their arms. And like they're squirmy. They do not sit still after a certain point. They want to move. They want to see things. They want to touch things. They are curious little creatures. So it's like expecting them to just be quiet and silent and just sleep in the train. It's not realistic.
Yeah. That reminds me of one of the preschools that I worked when I was still living in Tokyo. The owner of the school was this really like bitter British man who hated children. He just wanted a preschool, I guess, to make money. But like he hated kids. And he would always be like, oh, they should be quiet. They shouldn't run, whatever. They're toddlers. That's what they do.
What's the point of having a preschool if you don't want kids? Just make another kind of company. What the hell?
Yeah, that was still angers me when I think about it.
I don't want to meet that person because I don't think I could shut up.
I'll tell you where the school is later.
Please do.
So you don't go there.
No. I'm very happy with my current school though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so speaking of that, was it really difficult to get into daycare?
Oh my God.
Because I've heard that it is.
Oh God.
Especially in Tokyo.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was a nightmare. I am still a stay-at-home mom, right? So it came to a point where I realized that I wanted to put her into daycare because I wanted to get back to work.
Yeah.
It's great being a stay-at-home mom, but I do not have the temperament for it. And I think that I could be a better mom if I have some distance sometimes. And I have to I have to say this because there's a lot of judgment for moms who want time away from their kids. That doesn't mean that I love her any less. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't jump in front of a train for her. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that I have a temperament that I need distance, even from the people that I love the most. I'm so sorry that I have to say this, but I have to say it. Yes, so I decided that I wanted to get back to work. And I did the whole process through the kuyakusho, which is like the ward office. So you go there, there's like a special division. You talk to the tantou, and they gave us a list, and they showed us the areas, and like this is the list of the licensed daycare. So there's the ninka daycare, which is the licensed, and the ninkagaihoikusho, which are the unlicensed. And for the licensed one, because they comply with a lot of like very strict rules from I don't know if it's the country or the ku, I'm not sure, or the city, I don't know. But they comply with a very strict list of rules for safety and whatever. So all the parents want to take their kids to the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
So they usually flock there. And those are usually also free, at least in Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah, for Tokyo, I don't know if it's Tokyo or my word in particular, but like 3 over is free, like for the whole country. You don't have to pay for their education. But 0 to 3, depending on where you live, you do have to pay. And in my area, you don't have to pay.
Oh.
Which is, again, why a lot of people want to live in my area and why the competition is so high. That's why there's so many families and so many people wanting very few spots. Because also there are not enough like daycare teachers because it's not paid well enough.
Yeah.
Pay your teachers.
It should be.
Yes, you need to pay them a lot more because they are watching many kids at the same time. They're protecting those kids. They need to get paid more. So like you go there, they give you the list, and then you apply for them. And it goes through a system of points. If you have, say, like a full-time job, you get like, I think it was like 50 points. If you have like part-time job, you get like depending how many points, I forget how many. If you are a student, you get X amount of points. If you are looking for work, you get X amount of points. So it's like a merit system. And it's supposed to be fair. But the thing is, there are so many people applying and so few spots. Even people with full points don't get in.
Oh, so is it like a lottery at that point?
Yeah. Honestly, yes. And you can go and like visit all of the schools. You can talk to the teachers. Like visiting, I think, at least for my ward, it's like a prerequisite. Mm-hmm. So in other places, you don't have to visit. You can just put it and just hope for the best. And yeah, in my case, I went through 3 rounds of selection and I failed all of them.
Wow.
But of course, that put me in a position where I was stuck, where I was looking for work, but I couldn't get hired because I didn't have daycare. But because I didn't have daycare, I couldn't get back to work. Yeah. So what I did is I ended up putting my kid in a ninkagai, so an unlicensed. But even within unlicensed, there are like several categories. Mm-hmm. The one that I chose, I was very lucky because it's close to where I live. And it is the type of unlicensed that is the closest to the licensed. Except it doesn't have classes for 3 or older. It's just for 0, 1, and 2-year-olds. It was luck. It was just pure luck. Me being able to make a phone call at the right time because there was only 1 spot left.
Oh my God.
And I was like, please keep it for me. I will visit immediately.
Yeah.
So it was just luck. It was pure luck.
Yeah. So is your daughter having fun at that daycare?
Yes. She loves it. Like at the beginning, she didn't know what was going on. So she was like confused. And when I left, she didn't know what was going on. Then for a few weeks later, she started realizing a pattern that whenever she got there, I would leave. So she would cry whenever I left.
Yeah.
And oh God, it's so heartbreaking to leave your child because they look at you like you're betraying them. And it's like, baby, I'm going to come back. I promise. But they don't get it. So... And then slowly now she's at the point where she realizes, oh, we're coming here and this is fun.
Yeah.
I get to play. My teachers love me. I get so many toys and so much space that I don't get at home. Yeah. So now whenever I bring her there, she goes immediately, she bolts to the teacher. She sits on the teacher's lap.
Oh.
Because she loves her. And like me as a mom, watching that on one part is like, that makes me so happy because like you're safe, you love it here. And the other part is like, why don't you miss me anymore?
Yeah, that was So when I was teaching preschool, like a lot of kids. Well, I mean, they're there because the parents want them to learn English, and it's really natural at that point because they're learning Japanese too.
Yeah.
They're learning how to be human. A lot of them, not everybody, but some people would go there because they couldn't get into the Japanese daycare. So they were just waiting to get that spot in the Japanese daycare. So they send them to the English school. But that also reminds me that it was really nice when the kid first starts going there. Of course, it's confusing and they might be upset. But then when it gets to the point that they start getting excited for school and then they start running to like me as the teacher and that point, that was really nice.
Like I love when she's suddenly gone and just see her face light up when we get there. It makes me so happy because I know she's safe. Are there any other types of like alternative childcare options? Because I think for Cheyenne in Osaka, like sometimes she would take her daughter to the daycare just for a day. Yeah. They have some daycares have a system that is like, I think it's called ichijiazukari.
Yes.
Where you take the kid and you just like, you have to register, say, I want to take my child from this day to this day, this hour to this hour, and they can just go like temporarily. This usually goes depending on the parent's needs. So if a parent needs to go to the hospital, if they need to travel for whatever reasons, then they can use those services. Usually you have to pay for depending on the day. And now, at least in again my ward, because I don't know how others do it, they have this system where they have the typical how do you call them, the jidoukan. So like where children can go and play with their parents, but they also have like a daycare service where you take them there, and the teachers at the center they will take care of a child for like a few hours. And now on top of that, they recently added like they call it a daretsu, so dare demo kayoeru, something like that. So you can just take your kid there for X amount of days, X amount of hours a month. You have to register first, and you don't need a reason. And that's why people, that's how they want to encourage also parents to just rest. You can take the kid there. They will be taken care of, and you can go home and rest. And they don't ask why you need them.
Well, that's good. So even in Tokyo, it's easy to find those types of places?
At least for my area, this is very new. So one of my friends, she was looking into this. And because it's so new, no one knew how it worked. Like not even the people in charge of it knew how it worked. So there was a lot of confusion. So I think by now things should be like more stabilized, hopefully. But yeah, it's confusing. Yeah. But they're starting, which is a very good. It's going into a good direction. Which is why I say, like, you can see that there's efforts to help families. But I gotta say, at least for my case, there's more effort from my ward than from the government, the national government. So it's more localized for us. Yeah.
That's interesting. So it really depends what area you live in.
Yes, that's a very big point. Like another thing that our area had is that we got up until her first birthday, we got free diapers a month.
Free diapers?
Yeah. So we got like one package of free diapers. No, two packages of free diapers a month.
Oh.
Up until she turned 1.
Wow.
And like, yeah. They just came, they asked to see the baby if she was doing okay. And then, you know that they had the points. Now they're giving out cash. Like when you register a pregnancy and after you give birth, you get a cash. But before you got points. And with those points, you could get like, oh, sorry, I'm getting a phone call from the daycare. So you can get like cash, but now before you could only get points. And you could go into a website and choose like what gift or what service you wanted. And like my ward gave us like additional points. So it really depends where you live, the services and the gifts and all the support that you will get.
Interesting. Yeah. We're nearing the end of the episode. So to close out, before the last question, I want to talk about your hatred of bicycles.
Happy to.
What's up with bicycles? Why do they annoy you so much?
They will not use the road. And they have a beautifully designated bicycle lane, and they will see it and they will say, how about no? And then they will go into the sidewalk where pedestrians, like myself, are walking. That's not fair. Like, I know that you are scared of the cars. I would be scared of cars too if I had to use a bicycle. And I cannot ride a bicycle. So there's that. But I would be scared too if they told me to go into the road. But if you're that scared, then don't use a bicycle. Just go walking. And but the place that I need to go is far. That is not my problem. Use the bus. Yeah, but you cannot go with a bicycle at full speed with your mamachari and carrying 2 kids. That makes the bicycle extremely heavy. And if you collide with a pedestrian, that's your fault. And then you hurt yourself, you hurt the pedestrian, and you hurt your kids if you fall down. That is completely unnecessary. That is very, very irresponsible. And like, even if you don't carry like 2 kids, even if you're just going on your own and holding your phone, talking on the phone, listening to music, wearing earphones while you're operating a vehicle, because a bicycle is a vehicle.
Yes.
If you hit someone, there have been so many cases of bicycles hitting like the elderly and killing them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there have been several. And it's like, why do you not learn that you are operating a vehicle that can actually hurt someone? And then you use the pedestrian road and then you don't slow down?
Yeah, that's the thing. Going full speed on the sidewalk.
Like, if you have to, at least go slow. At least give the right of way to the pedestrian and the pedestrian road on the sidewalk. At
one of my jobs in Osaka, I was able to ride my bike to work. And it was around, I think I started around 8 or 8:30. So it was prime commuting time. And, I would be careful. I would slow down when going through a street, because sometimes the cars are like coming from that street and they need to, slow down and look if they can turn onto that road. But there'd be so many other cyclists that would just like turn left on the street without looking anywhere.
That's so dangerous. And it's dangerous for everyone. It's dangerous also for the driver. Imagine you're driving a car and suddenly a bicycle just appears out of nowhere. Your first instinct will be to turn the wheel away from the cyclist.
Yes.
And you might hit someone else. You might hit another car. You might hit a pedestrian crossing the road. That is just so irresponsible. I'm sorry. I get very heated about this. And the fact that right now they're even issuing tickets, the blue tickets.
Yeah. Oh, I saw someone a couple of weeks ago getting a ticket. Me and my husband were riding to the station.
Good.
And we saw somebody. He's like, oh my gosh, did you see that? And he's like, you got to be careful. And I'm like, sweetheart, I ride carefully. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, but the way that they just... Because like I have my way to daycare, right? I'm holding my child. I'm either carrying her or holding her hand. And we're just walking at her pace, which is very slow. And the way that bicycles will just run, because it's an area full of daycares. So many moms with other kids, other toddlers just running around the sidewalk. And it's like, I know you're afraid. I get why you're afraid. But if you're that scared, don't ride a vehicle. Can I drop the mic?
And episode finished. No. Yeah. Where, because I'm still living in Kansai, but where I moved to recently, it's a bit more in the countryside than where I was before. And a lot of the roads in my town, aside from like the main station in the city, there's sidewalks and stuff. But a lot of the other roads, they're very narrow and there's no proper sidewalk.
Yes.
So you've got pedestrians, cyclists, and cars all using the same roads.
Sounds like a nightmare.
So my beef right now is that the cars, like so many people do not slow down.
Oh.
And they get so close to you. Like if I stuck out my elbow, they would hit it.
Oh.
So I'm wondering, what can I do? Would I get in trouble if I had an umbrella and I stuck it out when I was walking as like a shield?
I mean, the thing is, the pedestrian is the one that has the most rights because they're the ones who are the most vulnerable. So if you're a pedestrian and you happen to hold an umbrella, I'm not saying you should do it.
In theory.
In theory, allegedly, you would be protected as a pedestrian.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Because I get scared sometimes with these cars just zooming by. And then I think if I have a child in the future, like, are they going to slow down if they see a stroller?
And the thing is, like, cars have, like, all the blind spots, right? So, like, you need to slow down for that reason.
Yeah. There's been a couple times where I was walking straight on the road and maybe someone is turning onto the street. And, like, if I didn't step back, they would have run over my feet.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if it's an Inaka thing or if it's just my city, but people are not picking up their dog poop.
I've seen that. It doesn't happen a lot where there are not that many pets, but usually they do pick them up. So I think it might be an area thing. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should put up a wanted poster of this dog owner didn't pick it up.
Do you get like accused of that?
No, because I don't have a dog. So I would hope that nobody would blame me. Like, there's no proof of a dog. Yeah. But I did step in dog poop a couple months ago. And it was not small. Like half my shoe was covered.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because I walked to the nail salon and then when I got there, I was like, oh, something in here kind of stinks. And then on my way home, I felt a rock in my shoe. So I looked at my shoe to take out the rock. And there was poop.
Oh no.
And then the other day I rode my bicycle to the supermarket and on the way I noticed that there was a lady who was walking a little Pomeranian and the dog was pooping. And then on my way home from the supermarket, the turd was on the sidewalk, in the middle of the sidewalk.
That pisses me off so much because like then people get like so komakai about like following the Japanese rules, like being kind and being, like protecting the environment, and then they are the first ones to, like, I'm not saying that they are like awful people, I don't know them, but like come on, pick up your dog's poops. That is like common decency and basic common sense.
Yeah, maybe they think just nobody's looking, but now I'm very vigilant about it because I don't want to step in it again.
Oh yeah, and like if you have a kid, that kid is gonna reach for the poop.
Oh.
Yeah, because they will see something and they will say, oh, I want to touch this, because they have no concept of what it is. Like, that did happen to us. There was a turd maybe a few weeks ago, and she was like, and I was like, no. And that happens to us a lot with cigarette butts.
Oh.
Like, people just throw it. It's not allowed, but... And she will reach for them. It's like, no. And then she will cry because I said no, but it's like, yeah.
It's okay. Someday she'll appreciate that.
I mean, yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So just to close things out, because you talk about the news a lot.
Yeah.
So is there any news story that you've seen recently that has stuck with you, like moved you in some way, good or bad?
I mean, there are many bads. But something that is good that I haven't talked about that I really wanted to is that right now in Japan, they only do the MR vaccine. They don't do the MRR. No, MMR. So they do mumps and... No, they don't do mumps. They do measles and rubella, but they don't cover mumps. So if you want to vaccinate against mumps, you usually have to pay for the vaccine, and it's not for free. But, and this happened, they separated mumps because a few years ago, I think in the 90s, there was a case of contamination where the vials caused, I think it was encephalitis or something like that. So some kind of like infection. So after that, they just separated and they give MR and then the mumps. But I think they're going to put it back together. So they're going to do the MMR again. Again, I haven't really looked into this because I just read the headlines and like skimmed the article, but it made me very happy because like as a parent, you want your kids to be like protected. Please vaccinate your kids. Okay? Say it again. Vaccinate your kids. I'm dropping the please. Just vaccinate your kids. Sorry, I feel that I yelled at the camera a lot. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We love passion.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm so glad that we got to do an episode together.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
I would like to have you back on.
Oh, yes.
Maybe for like a deep dive topic. We can both do some research on that.
So. Yes, I'm happy to.
But yeah. And thank you all for listening and watching, and catch you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun.